Ladies and gentlemen, we're leaving the ghost town live from Renault Kangoo on the highway. Why it's ghost town? Nicky can tell.
Well, there's nobody basically. It's really empty, like there is no people, restaurants, most of them are closed. Bye bye, Ghost City.
We are leaving the ghost town. And the buildings are
Empty,
the lights.
nothing. Like you can see like blocks of buildings, like hundreds of apartments. Is like one light in all these buildings. Like. So it's quite empty city. There is no life in the city except this event that is like 4 days. After that, back to the ghost town.
Yeah, exactly. During the weekend, it was quite lively.
Yeah.
Compared to what it was other days. And today we're leaving on Tuesday.
Tuesday,
and it's already back to its
Monday
roots.
was also empty.
Yeah, because I guess a lot of people left on Sunday.
Yeah. And what about the event? You liked how they organized the package pickup, the package what they gave. What do you think about that? You liked it?
I think in general, if we talk about the organization, we can begin from the fact that it's a horse category race.
Yeah.
And because it's basically one tier down from the World Cup level,
Yeah.
it was exceptionally good in all terms that we think about organization. From
Package pickup.
packages from the city, like race village,
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
have a bit of exhibitions, some team parkings, etc. So
Yeah.
it's like
You could see how it
you
would
can
look like.
sense the quality
Yeah.
immediately, and they just build up throughout the days from good markup of the course to a lot of marshals on the course.
Yeah, I would like to say that there was a lot of police also on the road, and there was not a point on the course where you were going on the road that was not blocked by the pins, and there was a police on each section, each section of the road. There was a police standing there and stopping the traffic, so to make sure like everybody is safe, even the people from behind, since usually in my experience, like they just block for the first leader group, and then after that they are just disappearing, and then you're off to your own, which is happening in Portugal.
Yeah.
Like in Portugal, this race na turbo is like that. First passage of the leaders, after that you're on your own. If you get hit by a car, nobody cares, you know. Like,
But that's the thing that
it's like they
the
really take
quality
it seriously.
is everywhere where you look at.
Also, like I must say, there is a big price difference between this event, like Mediterranean Epic was like what, 385 or
375 if you are not early bird.
okay, let's say 375, but let's say in Race Natur in Portugal was like much cheaper. So it might be something to do with the amount of marshals and everything. I would say the marking on the course are really good. Like they taped off some parts where there would be possible to cut the course, let's say.
And also those tapes, those ribbons should make sure that you don't have to look around. Where should I go? Which line should I choose?
And there was a lot of arrows, like bright white arrow with a bright background on the floor showing exactly where to go. Like there was no doubt, like in the event your GPS is not working or your Garmin is dead or you fall down and your Garmin is in your pocket, you can ride like safely.
Yeah, it's funny because Nicky is comparing that through his experience in Portugal, where it's like not as common to have that type of markup and stuff, where if we look in other races in Spain, it's just standard. Here it was a bit higher level than normally, but in general, if you come racing to Spain, this is pretty much most of the time what you get. And talking about the price and the cost of a package, I don't think, from my perspective, that it's a lot more expensive because it adds up maybe 50 to 100 euros in compared to our races here in Spain, which is usually 200 plus anyways. But in the starting package you also got Gillette, that's kind of
wind vest,
addition.
you get the t-shirt, you get the jersey, which is like Gobik, it's really like high quality. You get the neck tube, neck warmer, buff. You get like race book, which is printed on a really good paper. It's not like cheap.
Which
went to the trash.
We throw without pretty much even looking at it, but it's just nice.
The communications from the organizers are really good. Like you get information night before about the next stage. What is it about? I'm not like the media coverage is huge. Like there is like a TV crew. There is a helicopter filming the leaders only, of course. There is a lot of social media guys from Spain, out from all over the Europe, filming, making content. So it's like.
And the last thing which we can add about the overall organization, I guess, stuff, is that once we came to pick up the starting packages, there were so many cameramans around that it just immediately shows that they take care and pride of their event. And even we posed for few shots on some of the mornings of the race where cameraman just not only looks for good angles and good scenery, but he just says, okay, can you go guys to that section? Which was also like a bit set up, I would say, but from the other...
They are using it as a marketing material, and we were asked because we were driving Scott Bikes, since this is the main sponsor of the event.
So we're looking forward to updated bikes arriving to our place for free. For usage marketing.
I must say one of the things is like not to forget is the bike shops here in this area are not very well equipped. There was one bike shop in Castellón that we passed twice. It was like a Scott reference store, I think. It's called AB Bikes.
AB Bikes.
They were like quite well equipped, but the rest it's very minimal. Like,
well, to be fair, we haven't looked at more shops in Castellón.
I did go when you asked me to find
but
the
you've been
sleeves.
in Benicassim.
Yeah, but in this area you don't have, let's say in the area of the Oropesa del Mar, you don't have so many variety in the. You have very basic things like maybe you can find Shimano XT 12-speed chain or 11-speed, but let's say something more like let's say you break the bottom cage of SRAM transmission, forget finding it. Like
so in short,
chain also, like I don't think you can find flat top chain. Let's say the brake pads, if you have some specific brake pads, bring with you. Tire choice, forget. Tire choice, you have Maxis and that's it. I mean, the event has a promotion which is really good.
2 tires, 8 euros.
8 euros with sealant with the fitting on. So that is really good. Like you will be safe not to have but in case you don't like that brand, Maxis tires, you will be in a problem to find any kind of different tire. Because most of the shops they have or enduro or downhill tires. Like so sealant wise, there is Xos, They have the plugs. I mean, it's not bad. Anything, just if you need it, like it will help you.
So basically, whenever people arrive to this race, usually we stay either in Benicassim or Oropesa del Mar. So be aware that in those regions, bike shops are average.
At best.
If you need something more specific, you will have to go to Castellón, which is
30 minutes
drive from Oropesa. Not something too crazy, but it's better to be prepared for stuff. And if you like Maxis tires, it would be even smarter to come here with your old tires and just bring the wheels, bring the bike, swap them, and you would get a good price. So,
even though I'm sure that the event mechanics, they have most of the parts which you will pay, they are helping you for free. So the work is for free. So what I understood is like the most of the work, what they do is for free, and you just pay the parts extra. Like let's say you need brake pads, you need a disc, the rotor, you need let's say maybe some chain or something. I'm not sure what type of material they have, but I saw lots of people having mechanicals, broken wheels, spokes, and they all kind of were helped. So I think in that way, and they are working around the clock. So you can have your bike left after the stage in the night, like in the evening, late night, people were getting their bikes back. So they are working like overtime. So it's not like 6 o'clock I go home and...
there was a package to buy for servicing the bike,
think
or
yes.
no?
I think
Because
also,
I
yes.
missed that information.
I think yes.
But it's worth noting that both me and Nicky in this case are the ones who carry with ourselves the tools and the spare parts which we expect that we might need, and we are doing that stuff by ourselves because it's kind of, you are not dependable on anyone. You don't need to ask, you don't need to waste time going around finding something, etc. So for us, the way we are, it's more convenient to fix things on our own. But for those who don't want to spend time on that and they want to just
it's also peace of
enjoy it,
mind, you know, like it's much it's taking a lot of you. The race is for me, in my opinion, like very demanding physically, technically, skill wise. It's maybe on the paper, if you look at it, like it's not a lot of climbing, but you get the terrain that is very demanding to climb and to handle the downhills, especially you know, after 2 stages or 3 stages and then something happens on your bike, you need to kind of fix it. Maybe as a peace of mind, it would be so you can rest more, that you take the package with the mechanic. I mean, I don't know. This is like, maybe somebody will say, this is throwing the money. You know, depends what you want to do, which kind of experience you want to have. It's how you look to the race. If you go to the race as a vacation and just to go look around, yeah, maybe go without the mechanical support. But the other parts, I don't think. I think maybe if you're like performance focused, maybe that would be beneficial, because you know they
instead
also
of fixing the bike, you could spend time on recovery.
Yeah. Also, we forgot about there was people that were doing the washing of the bikes, so you could go in the race village with your bracelet that they give you. You go inside, you can eat, and you can leave your bike to be washed, which they wash quite properly. It's power washing, so it's not like you know, you can expect that, you know, they will use the high pressure washer. So just be mindful, you know, if you have lots of pivots and all these things, to be mindful that it might get, you know, washed out, you know, from the grease and all this. So you need to kind of think about that. Food was great, I think. Was really good. There was variety, lots of different. Like you had rice, you had pasta, you had
different selection. The most important thing, I guess, not important, but the most different from anywhere else after stage 2 were pizzas.
Yeah, the pizzas were warm.
And it was
funny
cold outside. That they were in the boxes, and the narrow personnel just put the pizza down and slice it just from all the sides, hands just, and the box is empty. So of course pizzas maybe are not the best for your best recovery, but other than that, it was nice.
I think it was nice, and also you need to consider that there is a lot of people, and there was a lot of variety of the pizza. It's not like one type of pizza, but the pizzas were warm. You notice that every time you take it from the box, it's warm. You understand? It's not like cold pizza or something like that. Pizza was good. To be honest with you, it was good. It was not a bad pizza. How would you rate the pizza from 1 to 10?
7.
I would say 7. Good, very good 7. 7.5, I would even say it.
And how was the race?
The security.
How was the race?
The race was. I mean, I like the race. One more thing. The security of the race village was serious. So you cannot take somebody else's bike out. There is like electronic checkup. Who is taking whose bicycle? So on the exit gate, you need to show like your number, plate number, your
the one
bracelet,
on the wrist.
and then only then you can go out from the race village.
If it's a match.
Yeah. So it's kind of, that was like really kind of important because it's like a lot of bicycles and not to have some kind of confusion. I would say just on this kind of events, put your bicycle somewhere in the back, not near to the other bicycles because it was a lot of wind and a lot of bicycles were just falling from the triangle.
I haven't seen at least one, so it's Nicky's.
No, I mean I
extra safety.
No, I mean like, like it wouldn't be nice, if you fall in the race. Okay, that is in the race happens.
Yeah.
The rock flip, but it's a little bit silly to scratch your bike or even break something because your bike falls on somebody else's bike, or people are, it's like a parking, like.
I would say one different thing about the parking of the bike is that you have to be mindful where you put it, not necessarily because of our bikes or whatever, but let's say you come after the race, you have the ending, which seems like you have perfect understanding where you're putting the bike on, and then a lot of things changes while you eat, and you come back scratching your head, and there are 10 different lines of bike racks, and you have like, okay, so where did I left it?
Yeah, this happened to me on the third day, I guess.
It's not major thing, but it's funny how things can change.
Yeah, because like when I left it, that part of the rack was like empty. I came back, it's full. I'm like, okay, where is my bike?
At least remember the row, so you will save time. Looking around.
So talk about the race a little bit.
Talk about the race. I guess it's worth mentioning that I came to this race to do pairs with Jake, and Nicky came to do solo. So I didn't knew much about the race itself in terms of how well suited it is for the pairs. But after I've done it, half in pairs, half solo. Which,
okay, but there was like unfortunate event that.
That's just how things went. But now once
but you
I
can
know
include
the
that
big
also.
picture,
Nothing is not.
of course. Once I know that full picture, I can say that this race is very well suited for pairs because while you have to still descend well in order to be able to fight for top positions, the amount of flats or not too steep climbs is huge, and you can literally gain a lot riding with your partner.
I think also that the way the course is designed, you have a lots of opportunities to gain back the time. And considering there is a lot of people, the queues, if you are, let's say if you are decent enough, let's say above average, you will not find the queues. You understand? The queue for
you start from your gate, which is supposed to be.
If you're considered, let's say, on the prologue, if you do in stage 1, if you do good time, and you're, let's say, in the first box is elite, second box is elite woman, third box is the rest of the crews, rest of the amateurs, I would say. This is the first box of the amateurs, I guess.
Yes.
Master. So I would say that, let's say I was in the box 3, and then you had box 4, box 5, and behind. So let's say if you're in the box 3,
one thing, every box starts in 5 minutes gap, which is also important thing.
Yeah, I think it's good because to avoid the queues, because but most of the stages were designed as you start mostly with a climb or a big flat road. so the gaps will create in the power of the people. Okay, so
Yeah.
the power of the who can do more power will be in front. So it's good to kind of separate, and then one of the things is like what makes this, I think for me, what made the race even harder is that if you go all out on the climb and you are not able to hold yourself on the descent, you will fall. Like there is no question about it. Like you will, the descents are, you need to be focused, you need to be able to hold, because the descents are nasty. Like the amount of rocks, steps, there is some like nicer, not nicer, but easier parts, but very little. It's mostly like quite technical descents, and also some of the climbs are very loose, technical, let's say not so technical, but like loose, you know, it is demanding a lot of the body. So in that way, I think it's good design, because you can always kind of gain a little bit of time on the climb if you're a good climber, and then go easy on the descent, easier, let's say, not to go full speed, because also I don't think if you are not light on the feet, I think you will have a bad time. You will or smash the rim or cut the tire if you don't have enough pressure. Because the course is like that. It's a lot of stones, a lot of sharp stones, a lot of stones that are out of place. So it's not like a straight line, and then you have a line. You always need to move around them. You could maybe smash all the way, but it's a high risk that you will end up with a flat or even worse.
And I don't know whether it's how the equipment has changed, and everyone nowadays goes with some mini e-pump. But on descents, at least one at every descent, you can hear behind the corner
like
someone.
pump,
Because it was so easy to either get punctured or just slice the tire, because all the rocks are quite sharp. And if you go, I don't know, with not proper pressure, also a bit angular into that rock, it's just super easy to destroy it. And
destroy the tire.
Destroy the tire or the rim, which was
or the
also
spoke, because
possible.
it's like
all of those cases were seen during the stages.
Like every descent, you had like at least two people with the pump. Or I didn't see so much CO2 actually. Like, or I heard the pump or electric.
Or you already see that they are adding the two.
I didn't see CO2 usage of CO2. I didn't see so much, which is like kind of interesting.
Let's say I appreciated the fact that I added inserts to the rear. Because I came to Costa Blanca bike race first here, which was 1 week before, so I had 4 days to rest between, 3 days to rest between the races. And I've been in Costa Blanca, I rode there with Pirelli CRCs and the updated version, and I didn't felt confident about the rear and how it kind of bends on the corners. And I had one insert, I put it in the rear, and I never regretted about that, because I'm pretty sure that with the weight I have on the bike, like I'm 82 kilograms, my Dukes would have suffered, because I still, even with insert, I heard some of and you're like, okay, I need to be careful.
It is the course is it's testing you physically, mentally, your skills, and it's also testing your equipment. Like the bikes are taking a beating. Really, like I think bike shops and the mechanics love this place. I mean, yes, it is overall really hard course. You can always, but the good thing is also you could always walk. It's not like you don't have so many places that is like a big surprise, you know, like a blind corner, and then it's like something that you cannot stop. So in case you are not technically good on descents and you don't like these steps, rocks, lots of these sharp corners, you can always like stop and then walk that section and then come on the bike. It's not like recommended if you are not like really like okay with that, to go because you will have bad time. You will walk a lot. Like people who dismount on the descents, you will walk a lot. You will destroy your shoes.
This is not rideable?
No, it's everything is rideable.
I would say that it's not recommended for you as a first. If we could
As a
say
first race.
which type of people we could suggest this race, so I would say it's definitely not for your first stage race.
Yeah.
Unless you are coming from the region like you are Spain or I don't know.
South of Spain, where there's a lot of rock.
You are used to that type of terrain.
rocky terrain. Yeah.
Then sure,
Yeah.
why not? But if you come there for the first time, you wouldn't enjoy it, I would say.
Yeah. Also, if
It
you're
would bash you like crazy,
and I think also like equipment wise, I would suggest not going there with a hardtail. Definitely. It's not because
unless you have proper skills for that,
and you're light.
yeah,
And you're light, like you're like 60 kilos, you might kinda, and you're light on the bike. You know how to be light on the bike. Then yeah, maybe you can pass. But the dropper for me is like also one of the things you will need to have, even if you're hardtail. Like there is a lots of places where the possibility of going over the bars is like very high, and there is a lot of them. Like so, if you don't have a dropper, you will probably end up going over the bars.
talk about the hardtails. My partner in Piers, Jake, came here with a hardtail. So it's not like by a choice, but because he just do not have full suspension bike at that time. And
Yet.
Yes, at this current time. And last year he's been riding in Costa Blanca bike race. There is difference between riding what you know and you pretty much know where every stone is, more or less,
Yeah.
versus when you come to the trails for the first time and it can get you by surprise. So that's something to consider, but at the same time, one guy, a French guy, Alex, I think he was riding on the Scottscale RC hardtail, and he was in front of me a few times on stage 3 and stage 4. On boards you could find in the near future in my channels. He was going extremely well, super skilled guy, but still I think that based on his body language after the descents, I can rest assured that it wasn't easy. It looked easy from a side how he is doing it, but he was always shaking his hands, like stretching the back. It's not like a walk in the park.
Yeah.
It's proper.
Like the pain in the back and in the hands and the triceps from all the terrain is like real. Like it's not, and especially if you come inside the downhill part and there is a slower guy in front of you, you have to go slower, so you are taking more hits because you kind of do a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So it's also the descent is taking longer time.
Yes.
So you're longer time under the tension, which is like later on you pay the price. Like you pay the price because I think also one of the things is like if you do stage 1, you know what to expect for the rest of the stages. Like it will be just progressively longer
And more.
descents and more
Of that.
demanding and more of the same terrain. Like so you on the prologue you have like a steep climb, like very steep climb. You have very steep section of the rocky uphill that is also loose, and it's quite, you need to choose your line, if not you will walk. But it's also like tiring you because some of the places you just cannot go easy. You just need to push the power to overcome the step. So you kind of need to save your energy, conserve a little bit in my case, so you could overcome these obstacles. Because if you go full power on the climb, you will pay the price. You will walk. some of the sections you will walk.
And it's worth noting that, let's say, some sections repeated in a few days. Not much, but just
Very
few bits, yes.
Yeah.
So that's also good for the race to have unique horses. But let's say on stage one, it was raining. We've been climbing one steep rocky climb, and while because of the rain it was very hard, more harder than on dry.
Yeah.
It was okay, still okay. But on the last stage, on the last 5 kilometers or so, there was the same bit on dry, which should be
It was
easier.
very dry and very.
But
there is
it
a lot
was-
of dust.
Oh my god!
It was very loose,
It
like
was.
super loose, like
Huh?
yeah, taxation. I think overall, it's really good race. Very technical demanding. It will test your skills. It will show you what you are weak at. Definitely, definitely it will show you. It will teach you, in a way, one way or the other, how to ride this kind of rocky terrain. Because I don't think it's that difficult like Costa Blanca that you can't go there just blind. You know, you can go there blind. You can go to this place blindly. Like you can, if you have kind of okay skills and you are able to handle a little bit rocky terrain, you can figure it out. You know.
Yeah, and the reason why we are comparing this to Costa Blanca is that the races are 1 week apart, more or less. Usually, at the most, there are 2 weeks gap, but more often it's like happening next week on starting on Thursday, and it's like 200 kilometers, 250
Apart, yeah.
Apart in the distance. So people, I guess, tends to choose one over the other, and the main difference, which I can point this in this race, as I've been in Costa Blanca 3 years in a row now, is that Costa Blanca has more character in terms of everything you can ride blindly, I guess, when you have skills.
Yeah.
But Costa Blanca has sections where, like, you come there and you are not sure whether you would be able to do it at all, even by knowing the trail.
Yeah. It's
And
very
that
hard.
respect to the trail is just higher. Plus, I would say that the scenery is nicer.
Yeah. I mean,
and the trails are more distinctive, so that you go to one valley, it's one type of terrain. You go to the other, it's different. Where here, like Nicky said, in first 2 days you would get a sense what you will have all the days.
Yeah.
Because
just
it's
more
more
demanding.
bouncing,
Yeah.
more rocky, more stuff just on the different part of the same hill.
Yeah.
And that's why it has not that much variety in general.
Yeah.
But if we talk about hardness, every race is hard and can be hard. It's just a matter how hard you will push yourself.
Yeah. But
So-
let's say from my experience that I wanted to go last year with you to Costa Blanca, and I paid the inscription, and I canceled since my skills were not on the level to safely go. And one of the things what is different about Costa Blanca is there is a lot of blind corners and very steep switchbacks, like very steep and very tight switchbacks, and they're also loose. So all this together, I think technically the terrain on the Costa Blanca is more like enduro style terrain,
Yes.
not like XC. Like you could gain a little bit of time on the climb, but the time if you dismount on the descent in Costa Blanca, you will walk until the end. Like there is no question about it. There is very little places where you can remount and just safely go. Like this is the main difference, because here you will maybe walk one section of like 5 meters and then you can safely sit on the bike and continue riding it. Like on most of the descents, you will be able to do that. And it's no blind, you can see ahead what is waiting for you. So in Mediterranean Epic. So you can kind of safely judge, okay, I am very tired, my hands are not working, my fingers are completely busted because of the braking. which happens, and I'm not going to risk it to ride this section. And then you walk, which happened for me in the last stage, the sections what we done before on the reconnaissance, and we done it in the second stage and third stage. I walked one of the sections because my hands were out. Like I could not hold anymore the hands, because I was disqualified for. Oh no!
I left this as a kicker, and now
Yeah.
you're already.
Oh
God.
no! So what happened was on the third stage, I burped the tire, I think, because I didn't have the. I think or it was slow puncture, or I burped the rear tire because I smashed it like 4 or 5 times. I don't have insert. I never used insert, but for this race, I would suggest to put the insert in the back at least. So I smashed the rear tire like 3 times, once on the climb and 2 times on the descent. And I felt that the tire is like wobbling. So I went to the first tech area. I pumped the tires. Second tech area, no, not second tech area. Second illegal point where people were standing from organization, which is like illegal by UCI standards. I pump also the tires, so second time. And then on the last technical stop, like technical feed station,
Second, there was third as well.
yeah, on the third one where I got disqualified.
No, you've been disqualified on second.
On second one?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the second one, what happened was like I fill up the bottle and I exited the feed station, and they pointed my number. There was no like electronic readout of the number. So they pointed on the paper the number, the commissar put the number, the referee. And what happened was like I sensed that the tire is wobbly, like 10 meters going out of the station, and I went back. I sit on the bike, I rode it other way,
Like
go
it
back.
was 200 meters or so.
Yeah, let's say 200 meters maximum, not more than that.
Yeah.
So what happened was like the referee looked at me, and I saw that there was something strange on his face, and he could have warned me or like tell me, oh, you cannot do that. He waited for me to go inside the feed station to pump up my tire, and then when going out, he just stopped me, patted me on the shoulder, and said that you're out of the race. And I'm like, okay, I didn't understand, like. And he said, no, you're out of the race, you're out of the classification, you're disqualified. And I'm like, why? It's like, no, you're just out of the disqualified. And then he didn't go inside this. Okay, I'm disqualified. What to do? I go now finish the race. What I can do? It's like I'm not going to stay here with him. What it is what it is. I just continued, So that third stage finished for me badly. I mean, it was really as I understood and as I read the UCI rules, not the rules of the event. It's just general UCI rule. You are not allowed to go backwards in any way. If you're walking, you cannot go backwards. If you're carrying the bike, you cannot go back to the feed station. You need to go to the next station, which is like 25 kilometers. And these 25 kilometers on that rocky terrain would take you probably 3 hours, good 3 hours of walking. So
Of course, you can try to fix the bike.
yeah,
It's
you
not
can try
necessary
to fix
you
the
have
bike,
walk.
but at that point, like I made a mistake. The mistake was made. I decided, okay, I'm out of the classification, but I will continue riding it. And it was good. It was good ride. And even though I got disqualified, I'm not in the qualifications, which for me is not important because anyway, I'm like fighting for the top 50 places in the age group. So
It's worth noting that on that
there is
stage,
a lot of there is also noting that there is a lot of people in all the age groups. Like each age group has like 100 and plus people. So and everybody is very competitive. Like the level of competitive people is very high. Like people don't come here just. I think a very small amount of people come here just for fun. Like very small, because it's like if you're riding for fun, just don't. Like you will have a bad time in the queue. You will not be able to.
Not necessarily, I guess. If you are riding for fun, you would start from the last gate, and
There's a lot of people in front. You will catch a lot of queues. That's it.
well, if you are riding for fun, you won't catch people in the queues because you are so slow that
you would. I believe you would catch. Yeah.
I think that it would be minor because going
back.
Before we go into the fifth gate start, I just want to point out one thing, is that we did check 2 descents of stage 3 a few days before the race. It was a bit different conditions because it was after the rain, so it was slippery, we've been precautious. And one place was quite tricky because it was the stone, and you could easily go over the bars there, but because we went slow during the con, we didn't even need to stop. We just carefully went through that section.
No,
during
you're
the
right.
race,
Yeah.
during the race, both myself and Nicky got over the bars
In the same rock.
in the same freaking place, where just we came too fast, and it caught us off guard.
I think it's also a combination of the things, because you had before every kind of technical descent, you have a steep climb where you kind of push a lot. You try to gain the space between the riders, and then it's coming the technical descent where you kind of need to be loose on the bike. You can't be stiff. The moment you're stiff, you are going off by foot or off by over the bars, which happened for me. But the funny thing is, like, in that same rock, the bush that I landed in, there was like 6-7 bidons, different ones. So there's a lot of people that fell down in the same spot.
And it was a very lucky place because
it's soft.
You basically go into the bushes, like 1 meter vertical down,
Yeah.
into the bushes, which holds you, and you don't hit any rocks, nothing, just few scratches
yeah.
here and there from the bushes. But it was like funny that recons don't necessarily help when you come at
Cooked.
totally different speeds.
Yeah, and also you're cooked.
And also you are aware of other people on the trail, and that's how it can happen.
I think also that it's important that you read other riders when descending. So because some of the people can, in the beginning of the trail, they can descend good, but at some point they just get stiff and panicky, and when they get panicky is when they fall. And a lot of times happen that you are following somebody and they get you just get tired, and then they panic and both of you fall, which happened. Yes. And like for me it happened on the last stage after the first climb, which was like 5 kilometers climb. It was very steep, so I went all what I had. I went into the descent, which was like, no, there's no technical difficulty there, it's just loose rock, like very tiny stones, and I was just cooked. I just braked and I just went over I softly landed. It's not like some major. I didn't bend nothing. It's okay. So you kind of need to have this in mind going into this kind of race, because there is lots of sections where you can go over the bars, like very easily. And going over the bars on some of the sections is like you're landing on the rock. Like there is no soft ground. So it's like rock, and it's not like flat rock. It's like bumps, a lot of rocks that
if
are
you're
solid.
unlucky and you catch yourself in between of those rocks falling, you can easily break something.
Like easily. Like
injuries are like.
Yeah. So I think also the important thing in the race, like if you are coming here to have a good time, is to secure yourself a good box, meaning like the best box you can get, because you will avoid slower people, and you will have more space in the descents. So you don't need to kind of brake a lot, like to have this arm pump, because this is like a real problem. I think also it's worth to note that I don't think it's worth for people who want to have a nice time to go for 2 days. Like considering there is option for 4 days or 2 days, weekend. I don't think, because weekend riders are all the way back. So you're starting on Saturday and Sunday. Starting is only Saturday and Sunday, yes, for the weekend. So if you're fresh, you will catch a lot of people that are already very tired from the first 2 days. And then you will find a lot of queues. Like you will be constantly in the queue. If you're really, really good, like you're really competitive and you start only for 2 days, you maybe be able to kind of avoid it, because you will go first in front, but it's very likely that you will find, because there is a lot of people that just break down in half of the way. Like, and stage 3, which is Saturday, is quite long. It's 80 something kilometers, so you have a lot of time to catch people. And if you're fresh, you can do it nicely, but if you are after 2 days of smashing yourself on the rocks, smashing meaning like, you know, you have a lot of fatigue in the body, it's going to be a queue time, you know. So I don't think it's for me. Let's say in the future, if I would do the next edition, I would not do 2 days. Like, even though it's more appetizing, it's more appetizing because you are not getting that much fatigue. Because for me, this is like you are like properly tired, but it's not worth it because you will just not enjoy it.
I would say that very rarely guys do 2 days. Well, some does, but usually a bit less, or maybe it's because of commitment to work, etc. They can do 4 days. That's why they choose to do the 2 days. But usually those who do 2 days are less competitive. And that being said, if they are not pushing, like, not necessarily for the first places, but not as hard, they will be fine for 2 days. Because if you are very good, you will definitely catch queues. And I've been riding on stage 3 from the like gate 5 starts 5 minutes ahead of half distance participants, and I've been riding quite a lot with pairs winners of half, and I don't know, I saw that coming into single tracks they did the best they could to be in front, but if they get stuck, and then all they can do is just accelerate hard on the climbs, on the flats, and just try to make themselves a bit more in front. So Nicky already said why he got punished and he went to gate 5.
So part of the punishment is
you
when
out
you
of
get
qualification.
Yes, and you need to start. Sorry. You need to start behind the last one in the box 5. So you're starting. I was starting with Thomas in the last day because Thomas was also out of the race since Jake quit the competition, quit the race because he had a couple of falls. He didn't feel good and he sprained the ankle. So this is one of the things, like if you have some kind of fall and let's say you hurt yourself, I don't think it's a race that you can continue because its terrain is very difficult. Let's say if you fall on the hand and you spray the hand or you know, ankle, knee, I think it's a very hard race to continue because the terrain is very difficult. I don't think it's possible safely to do it. Like even if it's a minor kind of, you know, minor thing, it will exaggerate in next days. Like especially if you do it on the first or second day, you will have bad time.
So that being said, for Jake, it was, I think, good call to quit the race. Well, maybe not the way he did it because he sprained his ankle. He was not able to continue, and after, before the second service point, he said that sorry, I can't continue going. So we made an agreement that he just goes to the service point and goes by a car to the finish. So just basically takes DNF. And it was going like that, but I just continued going to the finish, where eventually I realized that his girlfriend talked him over to finish the stage, which was not the smartest move because he had sprained ankle. The last descent of, I don't know, 3 kilometers or so was all about the rocks. So
I mean, it was not like, I would not say it was a bad call. I think mentally maybe it would help him that he finished, but you know, we are all smarter after the fact.
Yes, after a fact, knowing how the trail was, it took him 1 hour 20 minutes more to
walk
finish.
It was like 10 kilometers.
It was 12 kilometers to the end of the race, and later we also got half an hour penalty because of team separation.
Yeah.
And that put me straight into the last gate, which, let's say, for one day could have been okay, but next day I kept overtaking everyone from the start and just, I don't know, finished from the last position. I finished 170 something, which kind of shows that I can compete and that it's not logical to put fast, well, relatively speaking, people to the last gate even after they prove that they can go fast, because it's safety. It's not about my result, overall experience. I'm not even talking about that, which plays a bit of a role, but nonetheless, just because I'm out of GC, putting well, it's, I guess, UCI rule.
It's also the rule of the race, because
it's
what
safety
is counted.
concern. It's safety concern.
Yeah,
and
but
it's
you know,
very
it's
stupid
like,
one.
Yeah, also, like, I must to note that lots of riders are very considerate. So if you are going behind them and you're faster and you ask them to pass, they will, in many, for me, all of them, they let me pass. All of them, men and women, no question asked. They just hop off the bike, they let you pass in the most safest way. But I must to say, the further back you are, the more stubborn people you get. Like on the climbs, people will block you properly, like purposely, just for you not to pass because they are walking. And you ask them nicely, and they are like, you know, I don't understand what they're saying, but the way they say it doesn't sound, you know, nice. I mean, you're walking, so like, I don't think that. Why would you block them? Like, there is no point to block. It's just let people pass on the bike, you know.
And it's not necessarily even about the blocking.
But most of the people were very nice.
Yeah, but sometimes, let's say, when we hit single track or up or down, which is as narrow as one bike's width.
Yeah,
single
track,
like you're not even asking to let you go, because you are conscious enough that in order for that person to do that, he would have to stop, go, like it's out of the question. You're not asking for that.
Yeah.
But that just shows that the way trails are, starting from the back, when you already shown past day that you are not, like,
you're not meant to be in the last
I just sum it all that if you have technical, some other issues in the second stage, let's say, you are pretty much doomed for the remaining of the race, which is bad. And sorting in the gates is done by GC time.
Yeah.
Which again puts you not in the best position to enjoy the race as much as you could.
Yeah.
Starting with your similar peers.
I mean, depends what you want to take out from the race. To be top 10, let's say, it's very hard. Like, I would say it's extremely hard in any kind of category. Yeah. Because I saw some of the guys in the top 10 group, like in Master 30, the second guy is a social media guy. I don't remember his name.
It's
Amador, yeah. Que pasa, rider, yeah. So, a very nice guy. He helped me a lot when I went off the bike. When I went over the bars, I broke the Garmin mount. So I went to the Garmin stand. I asked them if they have the K-Edge insert or Garmin insert for the support, and they didn't have. And he said like, "Oh, I can help you. I have this mount." And he met me after the race in his time when it was time to rest. He gave me that, like, basically for free. Like, he gave me for free. So very grateful for that. And he's also the guy who is also posting his power profile, so you kind of have an idea of it. I mean, he's quite tall. He's 188, 189. But, you know, people who are in top 10, you need to have normalized, like, for his weight, let's say he's like 80 kilos. I would say like 78, 80 kilos. His normalized was like 380, 400 watts per stage, which is like
Basically,
a
if
lot.
you don't have 5 watts per kilogram, you can forget
you can top 10 forget.
is
Like 5 watts per kilogram and very good descending skills.
Yes.
Like you can have 6 watts per kilogram, if you don't have descending skills, forget. You lose, each descent you can lose like a minute minimum.
Yeah.
Like if you're just going slow. Knowing the trails, I think also knowing the trails beforehand helps a lot, because you know which kind of trails you can push and not to get a surprise rock on your wheel, sharp rock or something like that, which helps a lot. But some of the trails, you just, even the pros, when I saw the highlights of the race, some of the switchbacks, they also walked.
Not walked, but dabbed.
Dabbed, yeah. I mean walked, yeah. They dabbed. Some of them they did walk. You understand? Like women winners walked certain sections. So you know, women elite winners walked certain sections.
We have direct sunlight coming to the camera,
Yeah.
and that does not help for
Overheating.
cooling down.
I think we were overtaking people. We were talking about that. So I think people are quite aware, and they they are very helpful, most of them. So if you're going behind somebody and they are a bit slow, they will, without you warning them or asking them, they will hop off the bike and let you pass, which is very nice, both men and women. Like, I was very surprised by that. But there is a certain amount of people that start from the last gate that are not like that on the climbs, and they will walk the climb and they will block the good line willingly. So it's kind of, I think it's like most of the people are very nice. Participants are really like considerate. In my case, there was some descents when where I just let the guy pass in front of me, because it seemed like he knew the trail. So it's beneficial for you that somebody who is faster or knows the trail goes in front, because then you can see what is there and where he will pass. So I think that is like quite good in terms of participants, that people are aware.
I saw one comment in one of my videos where someone said that you always, for me, that I always allow others to go, like moving aside. If I know that there are faster guys, if I hear that someone is just riding on my wheel, I don't want to ruin anyone else's experience on the trails. And especially when we are not talking about podium positions. For majority of amateurs, I think it's about having great time, doing what you love, and also getting the most out of yourself. So I'm definitely never purposefully holding anyone behind me. Not because I couldn't, I could, but I'm just acting the way I think I would want to get from others as well. And then the second part of the comment was, others don't let you go, so why do you? Just because someone is dickhead does not necessarily mean that you should be.
Yeah.
And there are unwritten ethics, which I think those who understand that have good common sense. Those who don't fail on that. And in Costa Blanca, you could have perfect example of how that unveils with number 204, where he was terrible. Holding someone behind you carelessly is stupid act.
Yeah.
So that's why I never do that. And even in this race, there were occasions, not on stage 3 or stage 4, where I was just flying most of the time past other people, which is not purposeful. If I would have to choose, I would never do that. I mean, I would never start from the back just to have, I don't know, nice
Feeling
footage or good feeling passing weaker people. If you are like the strongest or the most knowledgeable in the room, that means you are in the wrong room. So I'm not feeling good about overtaking those who are weaker than me. But that's just how this race happened. And on stage one and two, while we still be riding together with Jake, there were occasions when I know that Jake is lagging behind me and he's like 30 seconds apart, and that means I will have to stop in order to wait for him, and I know that others are coming, so I'm not holding them. I just wanna go. He said yes, I move aside and he goes. That's it. That's just how things works when you are not fighting for anything but your
Not only
ego.
that, sometimes it's beneficial. Let's say you are purposely letting go somebody, but it's beneficial that if somebody is faster, goes in front, because you might
learn something.
You can
he's
see
not
where he is going,
super
and you
fast.
can kind of know. But no, you can see where the line is, and you can kind of judge by the movement of the rider if you are able to do that line or you will go other line.
Yeah.
So I think that is also quite important in this event, because line choice is something that you need to be very vigilant and careful, because this place is like over the bar heaven. Like any descent can be over the bars. Like it can be. Like you are not careful, it can be. You put your front wheel somewhere that it's a bit out of place, you will go over the bars.
And talking about the injuries, what was also new to me in this race, which I haven't seen in the past, is that there were also people from the personnel, from the staff, medical staff on e-bikes, meaning that there were, let's say,
a lot of
medical staff patrolling on the trail.
Yeah.
And if something bad happens, they could access that person more faster than just medical staff from ambulance. And one guy crashed on stage 4. It was very narrow single track. Basically, on every blind spot, you can hit your pedals, you can hit the cranks, and you would just flip. And once I saw that someone is giving help for someone already, it's like, okay, there's just, I'm not saying nothing to risk for, because that thought in your mind usually increases the chances of something bad happening. But I was just, okay, I should be careful, and that's pretty much it.
It's also different when you are in the front group, let's say, not front group like leading group or something like that, but let's say half of the participants and this above. So that it's different when you're coming from the back, because the trails are much more open, meaning braking bumps, lots of dust because people are braking, moved rocks that are out of place because lots of like hundreds of riders pass through that. So the terrain is much more difficult and more open.
Changed.
Yeah, it changed. So it can be the same trail that you know, but it's different when you're coming from the back. So from the back of the list. Yes, and so I think one of the things important for this race is securing the best spot you can secure, best box you can, and be conservative with the climbs. Like if you know, it's a 4-day race. You're not. I mean, I think the audience we are talking to is not top 10 audience. Maybe there is some people that are watching, but most of them are amateurs,
average
Joe, like maybe even above or under. So basically, you need to keep in mind things that you need to conserve a little bit energy for the descents, because you need to hold the position, you need to be focused because of the safety of yourself and the other people, because it can happen. You feel good, you are in the flow, that state that everything is going good, but it can change because you didn't pay attention to that rock and you flip, and then you can fall with somebody, or somebody can fall next to you, or you didn't pay attention to the guy in front that he was a little bit nervous and you fall because of him. It happens. So in terms of the assistance on the trail, on the staff, medical staff, I think this is really good. Like there was a lot of medical staff, there was a lot of this technicians on the corners helping even a lot. showing where to go, which line to choose. Even though the corner is blind, he will tell you go on the left, go on the right, show you with the hand, and that helped immensely. Like, it helped a lot in terms of safety, because it's making their job easier, because if you fall, you know, they will need to take care of you. So I think that is one of the things that makes this race really nice, and I would say the safest. They create the safest possible course. The courses are rideable, they are taken care of, it's not wild, so you know, you have some races that they just put the course wherever, you know, you just go, they cut a little bit the bushes and you just go there, you know. But here, you know that everything is rideable because you can see the course itself. It was used, and lots of people out of the race are using it during the week, training and all this. So I think this is like, overall, very great experience in the Mediterranean Epic. I think maybe next year to participate again, it would be a 10th edition. Mr. Tom 10 maybe will come.
Too bad I didn't do that this year, so maybe I would have skipped this year's event and just go to an anniversary one. But I will be waiting for invitation from organizers.
Yeah. Maybe we can do in pairs. No, I mean, I think in pairs I think also for people who are considering choosing a
Partner
race,
for
pairs, you need to have a very good understanding of each other, like very good communication also. You need to know your strengths and weaknesses really good, both, so you can have the good time. Because if you choose somebody who you don't know so good, you didn't ride with, even, I'm not saying compete in pairs, you need to, it's like you're together, you know, you need to have a good time together. So even if you need to be on the same page. It's like a marriage for a weekend. So you need to kind of have an understanding, help each other, and be kind of prepared.
And also
to ride or slower or faster, or to be understanding very much.
Be prepared for the changes, because because you know your strengths and weaknesses, and you think that it will go that way, like
it might change. Yes,
you should be thoughtful that your upfront predictions might change.
Yeah,
and then you have to make adjustments. So why I'm saying this is, we knew absolutely clearly that I will be faster on the downhills, just not exactly clear how faster against my teammate, but at the same time he was for sure stronger on the climbs. He's lighter guy, he's on the hardtail. That means he will have an edge, and that will be where I will suffer more. And most often the races are won on the climbs and not on the descents. On the descents, they are lost most of the time because of if something happens wrong. And in this case, I was kind of dragging Jake behind on the climbs a little bit, because I was just not able to, as being 10 kilograms heavier, to apply the same speeds on the climbs. But on the descents, it was different story. And on time trial, I waited after descent for, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes in total. Just, you definitely don't want to gap your partner, because that way you will get into unknown, which I got in CBVR. Even though in Costa Blanca Bike race, it was supposed to be our test race with Jake. Due to consequences, we were not able to start, and we just raced the last stage together, kind of. But then you gap your partner.
Yeah, you need to be together.
You don't know what's going in front. You don't know what happened.
Not knowing is not good.
It's like, so
I think not knowing is not good, because
absolutely not.
This terrain is it's a lot of single tracks. So if your partner is lagging behind, it can happen, you know, that he might slip, he fall. You need to wait. Then by UCI rules, which I learned from the disqualification, you're not allowed to go back to see what's happening. This is like, that's very, very very bad rule to break, and it's like instant disqualification.
It's
if you
like
go back.
basically you would go in the circuit of race backwards.
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's
No,
just
you are
against
going
the flow. It's
against the flow, yeah.
Like the same way we're now driving on the highway, and we missed the corner.
Yeah.
Technically, we would have to go to our switch,
Yeah.
no, our exit in order to
Yeah.
make the turn. So logically, this all makes sense. But when you are in the position and you don't know that rule, it sounds like it would be more than enough to just give the warning, but it was as it was. And the reason why I'm talking about this situation of Nicky is because I was just behind him once he decided to turn around, and I had everything which I could have give him, but he's like, no, I will just go back to service point, and I was not aware of the rule either. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, good
But
luck.
this is like this is like a general rule of UCI races. Like we are supposed to know it by having the UCI license.
Yeah.
Like as a UCI license holder, you should know kind of the rules.
But you know,
But it's it's okay for me. It's okay. I'm not fighting for any kind of position. It was very nice that the organizer himself allowed me to continue, because they could say, oh no, you're not racing, you cannot go, which it might happen. Yes, and one of the things I'm jumping a little bit the topic. We are talking about the UCI and how that they take this race very seriously, because it's like one of the highest marathon races in the world. It's in the same line as Cape Epic, as we said. Completely the same, like same category, same amount of points I think you get, or maybe I'm not sure. But one thing what I noticed is there was a lot of people jumping the gates. Okay, so in the beginning, I think one of the negatives what I saw on the second and third day is people who are out of the gate box 3, like they're in box 4, box 5, they were coming inside box 3. Why? And how that happened? 5 minutes to 9, they started reading the list of the people. So they're going by the GC time, not by the number of the plate number, like frontal number. So meaning that he have only 5 minutes to read more than like 200 names, which is very hard because the music is loud and you cannot hear it. Just like it's not possible to hear it. So he's just reading first 10, 15 names, and then after that they just open the gate to everybody. So a lot of people were just coming from the gate 4 and gate 5, coming inside gate 3. You understand? So this is one of the things, let's say, I would say, this is the only thing I would complain about the organization. That the gates need to be formed much before. Like not 5 minutes to 9, they need to be 8:30, you need to be in the gate, and that's it. Like, it's not possible, the way they are doing this is not possible. Or 5 minutes to 9, open the gate and read the chip, like make the chip reading.
but I want that
Because on the last day, I think somebody complained, because on the last day they were checking everybody. I was thinking, okay, I'm disqualified. I will do the same like everybody else. I will just go jump in the gate 3, and why I need to start 15 minutes later, when I can just jump the gate like the rest of them, you understand? But they were checking everybody, because I think that some people were complaining.
Some understood maybe what's
No,
happening.
I mean, you can see clearly what happened. Like, you see like gates are 25, 30 meters apart, and you see just people from the gate 4 running to gate 3, because they know they will start 5 minutes earlier, which is like, it's beneficial, you get it's 5 minutes head start. It's not only 5 minutes.
That might be 5 minutes addition to your time, because your chip should have started. Your chip will be released. You get one.
Red on that. I'm not sure
That's
how they
what
do it.
we are not aware of.
We're not aware of, but I think that's what I saw on the day 2 and day 3. It didn't give me good. I mean, I'm not competing for the podium or something like this. I'm very far away from there. It's just like, some kind of. This 5 minutes makes a difference in your experience, because of the cues, because of the. Yeah, I mean, like not a lot, but
a lot. Like starting from gate 5
to gate 3 is like 300 people.
Yeah. So it's
So you can understand 300 people. And it's not only that, it's like they release the gate until you start moving, it passes another 2 minutes. Until you start moving, you put yourself on the pedals and you just start moving, it's another 2 minutes. You know, so it's like big gap happening. This is the only thing what I really think that they should improve is the gate opening of the box times. That's it. Like, and also a little bit more control on that, because another thing, like this is the second point, negative point to the organizers and to the UCI referees and all these things, is people were getting feed and technical support out of the zones a lot. Like there was like at least 20-30 people out of the zones randomly giving the bottles. Like if the rules are there, these people need to be sanctioned. I'm not saying disqualified.
Yeah,
I'm just saying give them
time
penalty. I'm not saying disqualified. What I done is disqualification. I'm not against it, because now I understand how serious the rule what I broke is, which is completely fine. And I would probably do the again, because I'm not going to walk 25 kilometers to the next station.
Now you are exaggerating this, because let's not forget that you have plenty of equipment to fix your
but let's say in
wheel,
case, let's say
whatever.
Hypothetically speaking,
Let's
if
say you
that happens,
smash the wheel. And
I'm not. I'm going. I mean, if you smash your wheel, you're out.
Yeah.
You understand? But these things, like I think this on this kind of events, having bottles out of the feed stations is, I think this should be penalty like half an hour at least. Half an hour. No, just put them in the last box. That's it. Like finish. Last box and
the last box is the punishment. Like
it's really a punishment. It's really big punishment. Like you get to the last box, it's a punishment. If you're a good rider, if you're a bad rider, it's no punishment for you, because you will be anyway there. No, I mean bad rider. If you are not able to,
not as competitive as others who signed up for the race.
But for somebody who kinda can be in the box number 3, goes to the box number behind the last box number 5, this is like a punishment. Like this is you will suffer.
So because we are talking a lot about the consequences, I think it's worth mentioning the potential solution, how this could be sorted. So if you prove that you can be fast, you don't necessarily have to be in the back of the last gate, but instead just at the end of your gate, and that's it. That's nothing else is needed. At the end of third gate, that would be still enough of cues for you to do that, but it was like it was.
In terms of the equipment, what I would honestly change, and let's say I was riding a Scott Spark. I was riding also with a Schwalbe Rig XC 2.4, both front and rear. What I would change for this race is I would put an insert in the back, and I would make sure that you come into this race with the fresh brake pads and the rotors that are not rubbing or bent. Reason for that is like I was riding on my spare wheel set, because my wheel set, they are in the warranty process. So I mean, also I think the very rigid wheel set for this kind of race is not good, because your back will suffer. In terms of other equipment, I would say having somebody to give you the feed in the stations, it's good. Wait, no. It's really good. So I think it would be very beneficial to have the bottles, because you don't need to carry like half a kilo of gels with you. So you get every feed station get the gel. What else you would improve? Let's say for your racing, for your like experience, what you would change on the equipment of the bike, maybe.
I don't know, I had zero complaints about the bike, about nothing tech related.
Maybe new
gear
tires?
related. I came here with a bit worn Pirelli XCRCs, which lasted me 2 weeks or so in Costa Blanca. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of new Pirelli XCRC tires, but that's a different topic which I might cover later.
Maybe tire
basically,
choice to cover?
Tire choices here, if it's dry, as low as possible profile.
Yeah,
would
low
be-
knob profile, I think it's good.
Yeah.
For me, the Schwalbe, I ride Schwalbe now for a long time, but this is the second stage race that I ride
Ricks.
Rick XC, which are quite 2.4 is quite heavy, but they are rolling really good. The braking is also good if it's not very loose. I would say it's more softer than the Racing Ralph and the Racing Grey.
Really?
Cornering, yeah,
Softer?
it's more, more softer, more pliable. I use much less pressure, let's say, also. But yeah, I think this kind of low profile would be beneficial here.
And we also asked in the shop of Scots which tires they would recommend for the Med Epic, and they said
Aspen
that
ST.
Aspen or Aspen ST for the rear and Recon Race for the front.
Yeah,
But that shop is Scott's shop, and they are like
they're selling Maxxis tires. You know? I mean, I think Maxxis tires are not bad. Honestly, for this
they
kind
are
of
heavy. They are heavy.
yeah, but let's say I don't think here you should be kind of
weenie?
weight weenie because the terrain is really demanding.
Yeah. Forget CST Jackrabbits or whatever they are called, because you would slash that as a paper.
Yeah,
in the
forget
rocks.
about the specialized light tires, thin sidewalls. This is no go. This is I didn't see one guy riding a specialized tire, even though there was a lot of specialized epics, a lot.
Somewhat I haven't took.
Because I was
Yeah,
riding with some of them, and they were having Epic 8 with all the bells and whistles, and nobody was riding with that Flex Light. I think it's that tiny sidewall tires.
One, yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking around. We're on the climb, so you kind of have the time to do, because there was some long climbs. What else you would like to add?
I'm looking where we are at.
Yeah, another 110 kilometers.
I guess we are crossing Ganja. Okay. I would just say that I was extremely happy that my gear lasted and I had no technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Even though I think I will check my onboards to see which tires people were slicing the most. Like the ones who are fixing the tires in the onboard. Somewhat I believe that Pirellis might be it, because I kind of thought at least I think I saw at least few guys with Pirellis, but we can't draw conclusions out of it because it's pressure and all that stuff plays the huge role.
It's also if you're light on the bike, you can be light on the first day, second day with the same pressure, but third and fourth day you are your legs are really heavy, and you don't have this springiness in yourself, in your body, so you the bike is taking a lot of hits,
smashing,
and the line choices are getting just worse and worse. So it's it's very dependent, rider wise, and also it can be, temperature also plays, because in the morning is quite cold. The starts were 9, 8
early
degrees.
morning starts. Yes.
Early morning starts in 9 o'clock is 9, 8 degrees. So, and the middle of the race is already 20. Not 20, but let's say between 17
and 17.
18, 17, yeah. One of the things is good is they have the lockers, kind of. You have the bag, which you put your clothing before the start. You give to the crew that is collecting these bags, and then in the end of the race you
Right
have that
from the gates they are doing that, so that's super beneficial that you technically do not need to look around where to give that bag, stress about it. You just go to the gate, the personnel comes and takes the bag from you, and in the finish zone you can pick that bag with your strap.
Yeah.
So that's good.
This is really good. This is really good if you're going alone and you have somebody to pick up your stuff. This is really good.
I would add one more thing is Would I consider going there back again? Maybe yes, but I would take a good care and looks at the race courses because I think that only Oropesa area and those trails are a bit boring. But if we go more towards Benicassim, we've also been after the race there
Yeah,
to
it's
ride a
much
bit.
nicer.
It's just different, and
Different terrain.
I think the more varying courses are for the race, the better overall experience it gives for those who are not fighting for top spots. Because in the end of the day, it's just having good time, and having good time in variety of trails is better than riding in similar ones.
Yeah. Well, I think also is like you're a little bit biased because you kind of prefer more to see the beach, to see the ocean. This is why you like Calpe, because Calpe is mostly like on the quite big hill, and then you have a big view. But let's say for me, where I ride in Algarve is a lot of ocean. You can see it, and for me, I like
saturated by that already.
Yeah, maybe. So the parts with the forest, which is like nice. We don't have so much forest in Algarve. It's mostly like low bushes and small trees, not like something. There's not so much forest. So I like that part, you know. I liked also lots of this XCO style drops, turns, rollers. It's a lot of. It's nice. I would definitely next year consider coming. Like, this is one of the races that like really test everything what you've been working for all the year in terms of the fitness, in terms of skill, in terms of mentally being focused on the trail, which is some things that everybody can improve on.
With that being said, it all matters about where you are from, or what races you've done in the past, and that will define how much surprised, satisfied, or disappointed you will be coming there. But all things considered, the race is top level.
Yeah.
Nice trails, maybe not as unique as I would want to, but
It's
in
very
general,
individual, yeah.
it's great
Overall
race to
package,
experience.
overall from 1 to 10, how would you rate everything? altogether?
7.5 out of 10.
Okay, I would give it 8.5. And this is like very hard for me because I am usually like a guy who is complaining and finding small details to complain about.
Yeah, you can find this in this video where he said the only thing I didn't like about this.
It's
and
2
then,
points.
and
No,
then,
but this is why.
No, it was funny that first he said this is the only thing, and then
Another thing.
1 minute afterwards, and the second thing. And
Yeah, but
if
it's
we
only
were-
it's only two things what I didn't like about the
and it's
thing.
not like game changers. It's just
It's not game changers. It's just this is
details
like
which came to
this is
attention.
I think it's nitpicking, which I'm really good at, which is like not a race breaking thing, but yeah, happens to all the races. This like, but I think 8.5 is really good because the courses are nice, the organizer is really good. All overall experience is quite positive. You need to be aware what you want to do, what you need to expect from. You can watch the onboards. I think overall it's really good. I think it's like one of the best what I attended events, and I think it will be quite hard to attend other events that are better than this. In terms of overall
experience, yes,
Yeah.
but race-wise, I have at least 2 which I could recommend to you. So if you want to hear more about them,
But which
subscribe
two
to
you
the
think,
channel.
from your point of view, which two race-wise are better?
I won't tell it because this will be covered in our video. Huh?
Mr. Clickbait. Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, the battery is going off, so we have 1% remaining. With that being said, it was nice to ride with Nicky together in the car, in the chat, in the same apartment, and all that stuff. Best wishes to Jay, who this year was not able to finish maybe other times. And feel free to share your story from the race if you have any, and we can see that in the comments.
Yeah.
That being said,
Bye.
bye.